Right, I don't need to go on Twitter. I can just go straight to because it'll probably have tweeted already that I'm live. Alright folks, if you've arrived early, you know the drill by now. If you've been on these streams before, you know that first things first, I have to send a link because PlayStation doesn't let me stream to a pre-established streaming event, so I have to I won't get the link until I'm already live, and I have to grab that link and post it on social media, else no fucker will see it. So now is a good time to check that audio levels are acceptable, that you can hear me clearly over the top of the game, etc. Haven't done a stream for a while. Basically, it got to that point where nobody was showing up, and I wasn't really having any fun, and I don't think you guys were having a lot of fun either. So hopefully this stream will be better. As I say, it's been a couple of weeks since I did one. I was doing them pretty much every day. I think it just got old. So hopefully this will be something good. If it sucks, then it sucks. You know, we'll live with it. Where's the fucking stream link? Don't know if you can hear that. My neighbours have the TV on hilariously loud. I think one of them's like got partial hearing loss. Life is soy before the drum rant. That's fucking perfection. Alright. I'm just gonna let people know this stream's happening, and then I'll jump right into the game. Or right into the noose, perchance. I've just got a new Patreon. I have to make sure I tweet about it and post it on the Facebook, as is promised to the lovely people who the people who sponsor me. Facebook back rebuster. Oh. Live. No, Jacob, that's not how you spell live. Live now, you wankers. How is everybody doing anyway, before we get started? How's everybody feeling? Are we in a happy place? Are we in a safe space? Feeling good about ourselves? I hope not, because I'm just going to ruin it if you are. Where's that Facebook group I'm in that's full of racists? I'll post it on there as well. There it is. Alright guys, well here we are anyway, let's get started. Fuck's sake. I don't even fucking remember, like... What? Okay. Select. I can't select it, okay. Oh, it sounds like Gemma's home, thank God, she can fucking help me. Hello!
Hello.
Gemma, did we complete fucking Life is Strange 2?
No.
Because I can't access the save game. It says episode 3 head is empty, right? Select.
Right.
It just kicks me back to the fucking title screen.
You're definitely on R1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, look, there it is, look. There's your save game.
God, it was December when we last played it?
Yeah. It's the first time I've whipped up the courage to fucking play it.
Oh.
And it's
Just getting from
It
work.
puts a little
Jacob.
fucking code in the corner. Is that an error message as well?
Wait. Are we?
I think that's just the date, isn't it, that we played it?
We're not starting this again.
Help!
Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, does anyone in the chat know how to actually start the fucking game?
God. There we are. Continue.
Right, what did you do that I didn't?
I don't know. I went back and then forward again.
Oh, maybe it was just glitching. Fucking glitch on the title screen here, guys.
I'm just getting from work, Jacob.
Fucking... Oh, by the way, I read this ridiculous thing because I really wanted to know if PlayStation 4 was backwards compatible like PlayStation 3 is. It's not. With your PS1 discs, you can play them, of course, on the PS1, but you can also play them on your PS2 and your PS3 because backwards compatibility has always been a staple of the industry. However, the guy who's running the show at Sony now said not only do they have no plans to make PlayStation 4 backwards compatible, he, quote, doesn't understand why anyone would want to play those old games.
What an arsehole.
This is the person, this is the clueless fucking imbecile that's in charge of Sony's marketing department. He's like, well, I don't... Hey! €5, thank you. It's already worth turning the game on now. It's like, I already know I'm not doing it for free. So
Well,
it's just like...
Well, I didn't get any tips tonight.
Did you not get any tips?
No.
Well...
I had 3 tables in, so yeah.
It's probably why you didn't get any tips then, just like statistically.
Well, I had these bunch of ladies that were in talking about how they would like some prosciutto.
Prosciutto. That sounds like how a 7-year-old would say it. Like if 7-year-olds, not a 7-year-old, like a 4-year-old. If 4-year-olds were allowed to drink alcohol, like if this was France, like they'd be like, "Can I get prosciutto?" It's like you know, Paschetti. It's like fucking prosciutto. What an imbecile!
I know she's one of those people that's like, oh my god, Sally, what am I like?
What am I like, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, this retard. But then I thought maybe he's actually just lying and being really fucking disingenuous because perhaps the reason they haven't included backwards compatibility is not because, you know, well, the graphics on Gran Turismo were bad, so nobody wants to play Medieval or Symphony of the Night. What it actually means is we can make more money selling you the discs you already own as digital content. The same reason that while Microsoft always charged you for the online service, on PlayStation 3, I'm sure lots of you will recall, it was free to play online. You could play a game, so long as you owned the game, you could play that shit online for free. Well, not now. They've taken a leaf out of Microsoft's book and will charge you twice. They'll charge you to go on and play a game you already own. So not only do you have to re-buy an old disc that you own because you haven't got a PS1 anymore because it crapped out, but you still got all your old discs. You can't fucking stream a PS1 game, for example, because you know, oh, the graphics are bad. No, it's because you want to sell it to me again. Just like I really love Puyo Puyo Tetris. I play that shit all the time. I can't play it online against my friends because I refuse to pay for an extra subscription. I've already got the game and I already pay for my internet. Why should I pay again? You know, it's so fucking disingenuous, isn't it? At least the way these people, they act like, well, it's not what the customers want. Bullshit! You don't care what the customers want. You're not interested in customer satisfaction. What you're interested in is customers begrudgingly giving you money because they have to. Because they want to play Symphony of the Night again, and if there's somebody like me who has a YouTube channel, they might want to stream it to their followers, and they know to do that, they've either got to get an old PlayStation and a capture card, or they've got to fork up the cash to buy that shit again. It's the same reason people want a full game. They want access to all the features on Battlefield 7. That's going to break if you sit on that. But it's not my penis. There's a stool. Logan's got a little stool that he sits on. Sometimes when he has dinner in here. It's at the table. Gemma tried to sit on it. Not a good idea. And yeah, basically, so you want all the features on your new game, right? Too bad. Yeah, these features are available, but you got to pay again. Like, no. No, you can fucking blow me. I'm not going to pay again. I will never. And now I don't have a Switch, so I don't know if Nintendo has done this. But PlayStation 3 and Wii U were both free to play online. I, up until fairly recently, was still playing Mario Kart 8 online for free. and having a damn good time doing so, I might add. Now I don't know if the Switch has done this bullshit, but if they have, then I'm done with playing online games entirely, because I ain't fucking playing.
I forgot what happened.
Yeah, I don't care. Well, no, nothing happened though. Don't you remember? Like, literally, every time we played, we've waited for the story and it never fucking showed up.
Yeah.
And there's no tension because it's like, you know, I assume that's Amber being wheeled off into hospital. That's not how she dies because she gets fucking murdered.
Oh yeah, I remember we got annoyed at that and then we stopped.
Yeah, apparently Nintendo's going to introduce paid online service because they don't fucking care about the customer. And the only way that that's ever going to change is if people do something about it. Now, I don't mean like do something militant or anything like that. I mean if people stop handing over their hard-earned cash for shit that should be free. Because, I like playing games online and it's convenient. Oh, I'll just pay the extra. Don't pay the extra, because otherwise they won't learn.
Why does that guy look like Carl McLaughlin?
Oh, wait till he comes back on. Fucking blue in her hair looks awful. It kind of does, but his chin looks more normal than Carl McLaughlin's.
Fair. So where did you find the thing, the thing in the end?
It was where he said it was. Just hard to find. I ended up putting everything on the sofa.
Ah, okay.
Everything happened so fast.
Yeah, the thing is, like, regarding Symphony of the Night, I managed to get it on the Xbox Live arcade for really cheap, but we don't have anything to play. For some reason, you can't play online on Xbox Live on the Xbox 360 because it's too old. So that's very annoying.
Sounds like this needs to start soon. But do you mean the stream because it started some time ago, or do you mean the story? Because the story's never going to start. There is no story to this game.
What was your choices of games?
I didn't put any choices up. I just fucking put this on because we have so few games that you can actually control the audio on.
Yeah.
Because most of the games I love.
Dark Cloud.
Like you can't control the audio, and like the games where you can, I suck at. So the only you can't really. You're supposed to be able to, but the audio controls don't actually work properly on Puyo Tetris. Why you read my super chat? Let me click on it and I'll read it. Okay. Genuinely, I didn't notice that you'd posted something on. I saw obviously you sent the €5, which I said thank you for earlier, but I didn't notice this comment for some reason. Press F to pay respects to the poor devs that were forced to write and program this shit because they don't have any other jobs. Yeah, everybody can mash F in the chat for a moment to pay respects.
I'm so glad there's wine in the fridge.
Is there wine?
There is, yeah.
I thought it was all gone.
No. They're still white in the fridge.
Oh, have you been fed?
I have food that I got from work, but I need to heat it up.
Oh, I see. You're going to eat that food because Cobe's food isn't good enough for you.
No, I was actually going to, because I got given it, I was like, Jason was just like, Gemma, take this with me, like with you. And I was like, okay. So
well, you know what? I'll just give that incredibly delicious cheeseburger. I'll just give it to the fucking pigeons, shall I?
I can have it tomorrow. I don't have to have it right now. It'll keep till tomorrow.
The new Cult Corner will be out in a matter of days, guys.
Yes, it is.
Barring any computer error, which it doesn't seem to be suffering from, this computer that I'm editing on at the moment, it has very, very long render times, but it doesn't appear to have any actual issues with editing. So it's unlikely that there'll be a problem. Our cartoon president, I don't know what that is, sorry. Jacob, why were you wearing a thought collar? All will become clear in the video.
Yep.
I might turn the laptop off though because it's really hot and it's making a lot of noise, which is probably interfering with the stream, if you're able to get the stream chat on your phone.
Yeah, can do. I had to tell a guy that eel was not a made-up thing that I made up.
I can't. Right, explain the story, okay? Because right, for those who oh, hang on. Sorry, just got a super chat. I have to stop everything. £5 from Some English Spoke. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Genuinely,
yes.
Always appreciate the donations. They really help us out. Press pounds to pay loads of money for online play. Yeah, don't pay the devs, guys. Pay me for ranting. Don't pay the. It's not the devs' fault, but don't pay Sony to play a game you already fucking own. All right, pay me to bitch about a game you own. Yeah. So Gemma works in a restaurant. All right, it's a Japanese restaurant, so they sell all kinds of fish and stuff. Right. Explain what happened. Nice and loud.
A guy came into the restaurant today, and he didn't even know that the place was a restaurant when he walked in.
I think it was a bank.
He just went, "Do you serve food here?"
Yes, sir. It is the word grill on the word sushi grill on the outside, probably.
And then he was like, "What kind of food do you serve here?" I was like, "Japanese food."
Again, it's called the Kyoto Sushi Grill. So.
And then he was like, "Right, okay." And then he was looking at the menu, and he was like, "Do I have to eat in?" And I was like, "No, you can take away." Right, okay, I'll take away. And he looked at the menu, and so he was like, "Alright, okay, what's that?" And it was like, "Salmon teriyaki, sir." And it's like, "What's that underneath it?" It's like, it's called unaju, which is grilled eel teriyaki. And he's like, "What the hell is eel?"
What the hell is eel, ladies and gentlemen?
And I was like, "It's a fish." It's like, "No, it's not." So you made that up.
You made that up. I mean, I work on the river, which is not super far from where Gemma works. It's a short train journey. I see eels every fucking day because eels live in clean, fresh water. And I work on one of the cleanest rivers in the country. I see eels constantly. They're not far from where this guy was eating. He didn't know what an eel was. How do you live? How do you walk into a restaurant unsure whether they serve food and unsure of what an eel is, wondering if perhaps the waitress made it up to fuck with you?
Yeah. And then he's like, "Alright, what pubs around here like stay open really late?" And I was like, "Weatherspoons."
I was like, there was the Belgian bar, but it fucking closed down a week ago.
And then it was like Weatherspoons. It's my first day here. Where is it?
What? Like as a member of the human species, this is your first day here. Do you mean planet Earth?
Yeah. It's just, it was surreal. And he had writing all over his trainers, like a peace sign and everything. Alec, did the Belgian legit close? I saw someone say it was being kind of refurbished. Yeah, it's legit closed.
It's the Spoons drove it out of business basically. But anyone doesn't know, the Belgian is a really cool bar. It's kind of it's cool but lame. You know what I mean? Like,
it used to be cool.
Like it has like guitars and a piano that the customers are allowed to play, which kind of is cool conceptually, but also kind of attracts dickheads. But they have a shit ton of weird drinks there, and they're open till 3 o'clock in the morning. But they closed down recently because the country's largest Weatherspoons opened literally like 10 yards from it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you know, that's the end of that. Shall I handle the chat while you play?
Yeah, that'd be great, because as much as I pride myself on multitasking, God, I really wish.
Someone's saying about the machine says out of order but it has food in. Seems legit. No, real talk, sometimes they do, because when Logan was in hospital for the millionth time, there was this. It was the middle of the night. I was really hungry, you know. It was like 9 p.m. or some shit. I had a real hunger because I hadn't had dinner, and I went up to the hospital vending machine. It was like Sunday, so of course the restaurant was closed, and there was this panini, and it was like £4 fucking, right?
Yeah, because I gave you some cash for this machine because I had cash on me.
You would go get some snacks and some coffee, and I put £4 pound coins in there. The fucking panini didn't come out, and I didn't get my £4 back.
Yep.
So naturally, I gave you the rest of the change. I was like, Gemma, there is no food or coffee coming. So My God, Logan is such a fucking pure soul, right? Do you know what he said to me today? He was just like, he just came into the kitchen while I was tidying up, and he goes, Jacob, have I got a role in Darkland? Do I need a costume? And I was like, yeah, I'll probably need a suit. And he's like, okay, great. And I said, I started talking about one of the monsters in it, and I showed him some sketches that we'd been working on for this monster. And he was like, wow, that's really great. And I said, yeah, it's going to be like mostly a puppet. It's going to be very big with, we're going to want you to come down to the set of the day we're using it. I'm going to want to take some pictures of you shaking its hand for your Monster Movies channel and all that. And, then he was just like, he loved the monster design. He thought it was really scary. And then he was like, Jacob, I'm going to make a sequel to Darkland when I'm older called Dark World. And I was like, well, I'll tell you what, when the show's out, when all 6 episodes have aired, why don't you, with my blessing, just make it for your YouTube channel with your friends, and it'll be a sort of unofficial, quote unquote fan sequel, but made by a member of my family. I think that'll be really cool. Like, on the one hand, I'm well aware that Darkland is going to be hopelessly unsuitable for Logan, but I think because he'll be on set for some of it when we're shooting, he'll know it's all make-believe, and it won't be like showing your average 7-year-old something like that, if that makes sense. So in my head, I am not 100% certain whether I should let him see it or not, but that's we'll see,
Oh, there was an Easter egg to Life is Strange, Part 1. How much I don't care.
I do care because it's something to talk about. What was the Easter egg?
It was just essentially like hearing about Nathan Prescott having to get a psychiatrist in the next room, and that's why, because he's mentally unstable in the first one.
Mental health shaming, guys.
Yeah. But it's the father going like, "Oh God,
Yeah, people saying like how cute that business is with that business with Logan. I was like, yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of ambition, and he's got his own video camera and his own YouTube channel, but he doesn't have the means to make it's much like me. He doesn't have the means to make the things he wants to make, but he just makes do. So if you've seen his 4 mummy movies, he just wraps me in fucking bandages and toilet paper and has me chase him around the house.
He's adorable.
Sure.
Both of those boys have been acting a little, guilty. I've been spending most of my time looking for work. I'm worried.
Bilbert, Jacob, do you know you're cool? No, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. That's cheered me up. I've almost forgotten that I'm playing Life is Strange. Gemma, do you mind turning this off at the wall?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll go and heat that food up for you in a bit.
Thanks.
I had a curry pot noodle. I'm starting to quite like these curry ones, actually.
Curry ones are
Yeah,
alright.
I never used to really like them.
I think that was good.
Sticky rib confirmed for best flavour.
It is, yeah. Do you see my nice new apron that I've got?
I saw you were wearing an apron when you came in, which was adorable.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
Original curry, that's the one, my dude. I think it's not that the beef and tomato one's gotten any worse. I think I ate it too much, and I've kind of gone off it now. But yeah, my favourite is sticky rib, and then probably sweet and sour. The only one I don't really like is the chicken and mushroom.
The chicken and mushroom I used to like when I first got into pot noodles, and then I was quickly realised that it's one of the worst flavours. I don't particularly like the Bombay ones either.
Logan was telling me about an idea he had today about these giant electric worms that were like the size of like, I don't know, what was it? I guess the size of an eel.
Yeah.
But there's like electrified worms that would like climb into you and like electrocute you. But then like they'd all come together and make like a super monster, like electric monster.
It's really cool.
I was like, that's pretty good.
I bet you could pull off Sailor Mercury.
Thanks.
Any news about Rachel?
Oh yeah, nerd joke.
How'd she get
Anime.
You'll think I'm joking when I tell you, but I'm not.
Why? What happened?
Rachel was stabbed in the arm by Damon fucking Merrick.
Yeah, that's not funny. Shit. You serious?
Fuck that guy. It wasn't because of me.
Just like the eels combined to create Chloe.
No. Not at all.
That would be interesting though.
If anything, I should have thought about what happened with you guys.
Yeah, I think it's great the way you know Logan's really
The whole thing.
really taken to creativity and stories and things. You know, reminds me a lot. I mean, I was like that as a kid. You know, I didn't make movies till I was much older, but I used to write a lot of short stories and things.
I am.
One of the reasons I got into grammar school, I passed my 11 plus, but my non-verbal reasoning wasn't very good, so it was kind of like a borderline pass. Like my verbal reasoning was great, my non-verbal reasoning wasn't because I have dyspraxia. So,
Yeah, that's how we settle things on the street.
Okay.
Throw dice at him.
so like one of the things that helped me get into grammar school was all my short stories.
Enough. Anyway.
I think Logan could make a better story than Life is Strange. He could certainly make a better story than Life is Strange Before the Storm, because Logan's films are stories. As basic as they are, and derivative as they are stories. There are characters, things happen.
Can I sign your cast?
It's usually something as simple as, you know, an explorer finds a mummy's tomb, mummy comes to life, chases explorer. Very simple stuff.
Something nerdy, but not too nerdy.
There you go.
Well, to be honest, guys, I mean, if you're unfamiliar with them, you absolutely should go to Logan's YouTube channel, Logan's Monster Movies, because, you know, in all fairness, he's he's only 7 years old, and he has these really cool little movies that he makes. I mean, I'm in most of them because he hasn't got any brothers or sisters, so usually it's just if the neighbours' kids aren't free, you know, he'll get the grown-ups to be in them.
Say hi to Rachel for us.
That's cute.
There's a teddy bear wearing a wizard's hat in the corner there.
Excellent. This is just like shot up into my top 10 games of all time.
Did I miss the robot visit?
Hey. Wait up a sec. Sorry I got angry at you yesterday.
The Source of Bear's Apprentice.
Yeah, Shadow White has kindly posted a link to Logan's channel in the comments. If you aren't already subscribed, I recommend you open that up in a new tab and watch it later. You'll be just watch the channel trailer, and I think you'll be captivated and charmed to the point where you want to hit subscribe.
When you said that Damon stabbed Rachel, I kept thinking, I'm supposed to look out for Mike, not bring this shit into his life. I think she saved it.
What is this? A video game?
So much.
Or 13 Reasons Why on Netflix?
The wizard bear has a mustache and a beard.
Sure.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, Chloe.
Almost writing style years upon years of experience of a 7-year-old boy. I genuinely think this game is a test of patience. I said this on a previous stream, but it feels like some kind of like meta statement, like it's laughing at you for playing it. Like it's openly challenging, you know, the idea of a video game, and let's make something that is intentionally not fun and has no story, and see if people will play it. Logan is like a little British James Rolfe. Or it feels if the Rose were just seeing if they could get away with it. No, I agree with you. Did you see The Shape of Water for Valentine's Day? We intended to go and see it for Valentine's Day, but unfortunately, it was only playing at really weird times.
Yeah.
And you had to work, because obviously Gemma works in a restaurant, so perfect shift is on Valentine's Day. You know, you're going to get a lot of work. So we spent quite a bit of Valentine's Day together, but the only chance to really see the movie was like early in the morning or during her shift.
Yeah. Might go see it next week.
I'm glad that you're here.
Me too, Rachel.
It's like, why is that teddy bear wearing a wizard's hat? That makes about as much sense as if a grape was dressed like a banana. What the hell? I genuinely would love to watch Chris Bore's fucking stream Life is Strange.
Hello, this is Chris Borez.
Yeah, I love that it's Chris Borez, but no one fucking calls him that.
Come back in a little while.
This game got a 7.5 on IGN.
And anyone cares about...
Like, fucking... Who cares what critics think, man? Critics like fucking, The Descent and Star Wars The Last Jedi. Nobody cares what critics think.
I was going to say an IGN.
Yeah, oh yeah, the IGN as well. Fucking, what, 7.4, too much water. Come on.
I'm sorry. What for? You're here because of me.
Yeah, critics are basically just fucking cancer.
What?
You guys have heard this bullshit about Black Panther, right? Now, first of all, I'm sure Black Panther is a perfectly good movie. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not the biggest superhero fan. I liked Wonder Woman quite a lot. I haven't watched it since. I saw it at the cinema, enjoyed it. For all its faults, I liked Batman v Superman. And some of the older comic book movies, before it got like every fucking 15 minutes they dropped 5 comic book movies on you, before all that shit started happening, a lot of the sort of early 2000s to mid 2000s ones are really good.
They are.
Especially like second movies. They seem to get them right. I love Blade 2 and Hellboy 2 and Spider-Man 2 and The Dark Knight. You know, these are all really good movies. Especially Hellboy 2. That is a fucking underrated film. But these days, I don't know. I'm just sick of it. So it might be good, but I've not bothered watching it because, also, and I've said this before. So sorry if you've heard this on stream before. I'm repeating myself, but I don't like these new comic book movies because they're all connected, which sounds like a good idea on paper, except that if you miss one, you get lost in the storyline. So going to the cinema starts to feel like fucking homework. Like you have to go with a pen and paper to go, okay, who's this guy? All right, and he's the brother of this guy who brought something to Earth called the triangle. What's the triangle? What was it? Like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to watch one movie and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what she is.
And people are, you know, to say like, oh, Rotten Tomatoes is going to censor negative, reviews. Oh, the fucking journalistic integrity there. Like, oh, we're going to censor negative reviews. And also, like, what do you think is going to happen if somebody dislikes Black Panther? Do you think that it's going to cause race riots? Do you think so little of black people that, oh, if people give bad reviews of Black Panther, it's going to be like the LA riots all over again? Fuck you, you racist cunt. Like, how dare you? People, it's a movie, and it's a comic book movie about a guy who dresses in black pajamas and fights fucking robots. It's not the colour purple. Alright? Just stop with this bullshit. It's not Amistad. It's ridiculous. Again, I'm not saying the film is bad. I haven't seen it. It might be quite good. But people are allowed to hate it.
See, when I was at HMV the other day, they had this like section and it was HMV loves black cinema.
It's like, well done. I'm sure you do.
And it had all these like films with black people in it, and I'm just like, okay, I bet they love that. I bet they love being singled out like that. It's like, it's like that is instead of like going, oh, HMV loves white cinema.
I know, it's like it's just so funny, isn't it? Like, they make such a song and dance out of it, and they're like, oh man, the first, the first fucking black superhero. And like in a movie, I'm like, okay, Storm from X-Men like immediately springs to mind, or
Blade.
Okay, well, I was going to get to that. There's Nick Fury, and and like, okay, well, and the War Machine. That's and I think there are other ones in X-Men, and there's there's that cyborg guy from the Justice League. Okay, all right, first Black Lead movie. Okay, Blade, the Vampire Slayer. Right, the first Marvel. That's a Marvel film. Okay, but the first like successful, it made millions of dollars and had 2 sequels and a TV show. And the first film is the reason that the character was reinvented, and he now looks in the comics like he did in the first. It was a complete reinvent. It was a massive runaway fucking success. Like, we just meant to forget that it existed.
Yeah, then there's
And then people are bringing out bringing up other movies like Spawn. Now Spawn had a lot of problems, whatever, but it was still a black superhero movie. Spawn has always been a black superhero in the comics. Steel, I haven't seen Steel. I've heard it's awful.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, Hero for Hire.
Nicolas Cage named him his name's Nicola Coppola.
Yeah.
He named himself like Nicolas Cage because of Luke Cage.
Yeah, did he really?
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me because he's a big comic book nerd, isn't he? Doesn't he have like tattoos of different comic book characters?
And his son's called Jal-El.
I know he always wanted to play Superman, and he almost got the chance in what I think would have been an interesting, if very flawed, Tim Burton collaboration.
Yeah.
Judging by the documentary on it, because there's always that one test photo that's really bad, but there were some later test photos with the costume that were really good. And I think and it's like, because he had long hair at the time, Nick Cage. People are like, Superman shouldn't have long hair. In the 90s, he had long hair in the comics.
Yeah.
It's like,
she got stabbed by a psycho.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was
God, this guy looks
Holy shit. Are you okay?
boring.
oh yeah, Blade Trinity's horrendous. And as if
Spider-Man 3.
Patton Oswalt's always like, oh man, Wesley Snipes was such a cunt on that movie. I'm like, yeah, but you're a cunt as well, Patton Oswalt, so I don't know whether I should trust you. I'm sure he was. There is documented he was a prick to everyone.
He didn't want to be in the film.
Although apparently, the way Wesley Snipes tells it is that David Goyer, when they were fighting, used racial insults towards him. Now, I don't know if that's true. Not that I know anything about David Goyer as a person, but I've seen what David Goyer looks like in terms of his his body, and I've seen what Wesley Snipes looks like. And I don't think someone who looks like David Goyer would call Wesley Snipes a nigger or a wog or whatever he's alleged to have said. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't think he would do that.
No.
so what?
What was that video? Because I saw you liked the video earlier. I was like, why Wesley Snipes doesn't get cast in Hollywood anymore?
It was just about some of his antics and how many times he's been arrested and stuff.
Yeah, he was in The Expendables 3, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Really not your business, Elliot.
Wesley
Didn't Snipes racially abuse Ryan Reynolds, calling him a cracker? I don't know. Apparently he was very unpleasant to Ryan Reynolds and to Jessica Biel as well. And apparently he wouldn't hang out with any of them between takes. He would just go and hang out in his trailer and smoke weed. And even when they were trying to socialise and go to the pub and stuff, as you do on a movie, especially when it's a bad movie, you're just trying to have a bit of camaraderie together. And I'm not, I've never really worked in Hollywood, but I've made enough movies and I've acted in enough movies to know that when you're in a bomb, you bond with the cast as a way of dealing with it. He did not want to bond with those guys. He would sit in his trailer and just fucking smoke cannabis all day. Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, I liked some videos about him today. He's a personal hero of mine. I was like, when we just recently like inherited like what is basically we're turning it into a soundstage, just a bunch of space that my mate inherited is letting us use because he's an actor, so it's helping him out. But I want to have like a little work section for editing and stuff. And I want to have a bunch of photographs of inspirational people on there. You know, and inspirational in many ways. So, you know, great actors but people who have stories, you know, people who have interesting life stories. I want a big picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know? Because that's somebody who, to me, exemplifies the American dream. I want one of President Trump, you know, Martin Luther King Jr., of course. Like, people who were great people, you know, who inspire you to be better. You know, Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, for sure.
You know, these are people that inspire me, and I want to have like a big... almost like a collage of all these people on the wall, so that when you start getting tired, you just look up at it and think, would these guys have given up?
Can we also have David Lynch up there?
Yeah, of course, David Lynch. Yeah, all these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to have loads of fucking couple of 100 people on there.
Oh, great, that's good.
You know, and people I admire for different reasons. Even, you know, guys like Tommy Wiseau, you know, or Ed Wood, people who just committed and made a name for themselves in this world.
Yeah.
I would love to play Dracula, James, joking aside, but not in the wrong film. Because I've thought about this before, and it would be something partially because my grandma passed away last year, and it would be if I was playing Dracula, it would be to honour her because it was always her dream that I would portray Dracula. She loved Dracula, loved the novel. Loved most of the films, though oddly wasn't a big fan of the Lugosi version. Oh, thank you so much. The Nook One donates 5 Great British pounds. Thank you.
Thank you.
For your inspirational collage. And I will put that towards the printing costs. That is a promise from me to you.
James sure keeps lots of files.
What was I on about? Oh, Dracula.
Yeah.
No, my grandma saw Blade Trinity and she didn't hate it as much as I did, but she didn't care for it. She was a huge fan of Blade, more so that she loved vampires in general, loved Dracula, loved vampires in general, loved the Blade films, particularly the first 2. She even liked the Blade TV show, but she wasn't keen on the 3rd film. But anyway, my grandma loved the idea of me portraying Dracula. She always really supported me as an actor. Now, she, like most people who know my writing, support me as a writer. You know, I've had, as I've mentioned, I have streams for BAFTA-winning writers support me as a writer. I've had successful actors support me as a writer. A lot of people think I have the goods, which makes me feel good. But I've never felt like I'm that good of an actor. I try hard, I work hard as an actor, but I don't think I'm that good. But my grandmother always really believed in me. And she wasn't always particularly nice. So it wasn't like, oh, you're my grandson, I'm going to support you. Because sometimes she was downright unsupportive about other aspects of my life. And sometimes fairly intolerant towards me and my decisions. Which was good. Because it meant that I knew she didn't bullshit me. And then she would rarely compliment me to my face. You know. And the same with my other friends and family. I would hear... She would compliment them to me when they were gone. You know, this is how she was. But every once in a while, she'd talk to me about acting. And she really wanted me to portray Dracula. And she put the idea in my head, and it stayed there for years. And I never got the chance. But if I ever do get the chance now, back when she was alive, it wouldn't have mattered as much. I'd have gone like, oh, I've got a chance to play Dracula in this stupid thing. You know? But now, if I was to portray Dracula, it would be in memoriam. So it would have to be a good production. So like a great stage production with a great director, or dare I say a great film or TV adaptation of Dracula, or doing something new with the character. I wouldn't want to just have something like Hotel Transylvania, you know, something like that. I couldn't do it. It'd be insulting. I talk too much, man. I can fucking talk for England. If talking was an Olympic sport, man, I'd win. I'd win the gold.
Found
He's sweet though.
Yeah, thanks, Alec. Yeah, I mean, you guys only met a couple of times, but you know, you got on. I mean, she got on with pretty much all my friends. You know, or at least tried to. What about the old Man Dracula? Yeah, like the old Man Dracula. A lot of people don't know this, but traditionally Dracula is not killed by sunlight. In fact, Dracula is only weakened in sunlight. He can't use his powers. He can walk around in the day as a man, but he can't use his powers. Well, not all of them, anyway. To the best of my knowledge, he can still use his power of influence, you know, to sort of, you know, it's not quite hypnosis, but the kind of like way he kind of entrances people. He can do that in the day, but like he can't transform into another creature or fly around or any of that stuff. In the daylight, his powers are very weakened, but he can walk around in the day and appear as a man. Dracula's cool. I like him because he's different to the traditional vampire, which is funny because he's kind of the proto-vampire in many ways, where we all get our ideas of what vampire lore is. But he's not like the average pop culture vampire. I like that he's tough as well. You know, a lot of these like classical vampires, as they call them today, and you can thank Anne Rice for this. They've turned vampires into pussies. You know, like you get the characters in Twilight. Like Edward Cullen, to me, is just like the fucking worst thing to ever happen to vampires. But that's thanks to like things like Interview with the Vampire.
Guess he forgot to mention that during his story last night. I have to know who James is talking to on the secret phone of his. It could be about Sarah.
I'm making a script for 80s style kids film that's actually scary. Since you have a kid, what would you say would be too far in terms of content? It's hard to say because all kids are different. The thing is, a lot of the time it's how best to put it, it's tone as well as content. It's how intense the scares are. Obviously, with things like content, it's avoid things like gore. You know, blood is okay, but lopping heads off and intestines coming out, that's a no-no. Too much bad language. I'd say a little bit of scary stuff, you know. A scary, even realistic monster. Something like Coraline, I think, is a good way, because Coraline walks the thin line between acceptable and too intense for children. Logan watched Cloverfield for the first time the other night, and he found it utterly scary, but was totally fine immediately afterwards, and was chit-chatty, and we hung out, and you know, and he went to bed at bedtime and didn't have nightmares. You know what I mean? So it's all about, you know, the sort of context of it. I think something that's like the scare is more like a roller coaster, and it's all over at the end, you know, because it's fantasy. But you tell a story about something more that's more real, where the horror's more true. I think that's going to get under a kid's skin. You know, something where grown-ups can't be trusted is something. Maybe not all grown-ups, but something where parents can't be trusted is, I think, can be too much for children. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that's helpful.
Yeah.
And also, guys, it's just my opinion. When you guys ask me for writing advice, remember, yes, my writing has been given a lot of high praise by people, but I'm not a professional writer. You know, I'm a guy with a YouTube channel who critiques writing. You know, so take it all with a pinch of salt. You know, it's all my opinion. Although, speaking of writing, I had a great meeting with Toby yesterday, and we've hashed out the entire story and certain scenes we know all the dialogue for. We are ready to go to script on the Bad Creepypasta movie now. And I tell you, it's very funny in my opinion, but it does a lot more genuine horror in it than I think people might suspect. I think when you make a movie out of that kind of material, people think it's going to be all comedy. There's nothing but boom, 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 sarcasm and quips. It's not like that, you know. The humour is at times very silly. It's witty, but there's a lot of silliness to it. We're certainly sillier than we are in real life, but there's a real darkness, like a presence that permeates the entire thing. That's very frightening, in my opinion. The stuff that I'm scared of is not necessarily, you know, the guy with the knife hiding in the cupboard. For me, I'm really interested in like things that are nightmarish. If I can create, this is what fascinated me about Darkland. If I can create something that feels like a nightmare, like the viewer is experiencing a nightmare, that's to me very interesting and very appealing. And the Bad Creepypasta movie does that to an extent as well, in spite of the fact it's very heavy on comedy. The horror comes from that same place that Darkland comes from. It comes from the world of bad dreams, I guess. I wish I had a cigar. I've rolled up a piece of cardboard. Look, it's a cigar. But I'd hate it if I really had one, because it would taste disgusting, and I haven't smoked in a very long time.
Damn. I hope James has something here to tell me who Damon's informant is. So I need to.
Right, what are people just gonna have a little look at what people are on about in the chat.
Least wanted. Okay. If I'm
I'm glad that people are saying they're reading the Dracula book. Hollywood horror is just big monsters going ooga booga at people. I actually really liked 20 Days Later. I did a full-length commentary on the film. I'm going to be doing more of those, but they're going to be Patreon exclusive, because they're not like things I want to flood the YouTube channel with. But one of the things I want to start doing is a weekly Patreon video, usually just something very easy and simple, and it'll be for everyone on Patreon, whether they're giving $1 or whether they're giving $50. You know, everyone will have access to them who's a patron, even if they can only afford $1 a month. And it's just going to be extra content, like so podcasts and things and stuff that. You're not that isn't good enough for the channel, but sort of like I don't want to keep flooding the channel with like extra things that aren't part of our main shows, if that makes sense.
Looks like a recent email from Rachel's mother to James. Even if James is trying to protect Rachel from her mother, this seems like a pretty terrible way to act. I wonder.
All this talk about good writing over Life is Strange footage is oddly funny to me. Oh look, Relos the Great, you know, no one's holding a gun to your head and making you watch this stream, man. If you're not having a good time, you know, you can leave. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I'm not trying to say like, you know, I'm willing to accept people's feedback, but everyone else seems to be having a good time. So
what did he say?
Oh, I was just moaning. And so, you know, again, I'm not trying to be horrible. I'm sure you're a perfectly nice guy and everything, but if you're not having a good time, you can always fuck off and watch something else. You know, YouTube has that option. There's literally millions of videos.
Fuck, that's Sarah.
Thoughts on Black Panther, the first film to ever feature black people? Yeah, love it, mate. It's my favourite film ever. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, absolutely.
Does James even know?
And she deserves a better rating than Alien or Blade Runner, gotta be honest.
Yep.
I mean, a film where somebody like dresses in a leotard and like smashes up robots, best film ever made. Obviously because of his skin colour.
Yep.
Hey guys, you'll like this one, right? You'll notice the only two white actors are Martin Freeman, who portrayed Bilbo Baggins, and Andy Serkis, who portrayed Gollum, both in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films, respectively. You might say they're the Tolkien white actors. Tolkien white.
Did you follow me from the hospital? I did. I'm worried about you.
What was that one alien movie with the gay robot? Oh, Star Wars.
You can't be here. What is...
Where's Jacob getting the idea of robots being a Black Panther? I don't know, I've never read a fucking Black Panther comic in my life. It looked like he was fighting robots in the trailer. I only saw it once.
What have you gotten yourself into?
You wouldn't understand.
Just like claps, this is the content I stay for.
What the hell are you doing?
I can't.
Are you even paying attention to the game? Because I'm bloody not. No, fucking of course not, mate. There's nothing to pay attention to. There isn't a story.
I'm having to pay attention because I'm the one that has to make sure that the game keeps going before we
They look like Sims. Are these character models even finished?
Yeah.
I'm so sick of you not seeing who Rachel really is. When will you realize what she's doing to you?
Elliot, just take a step back.
No. You need to listen to me.
Black Panther comics are pretty shit, to be honest. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a bad film, though. I mean, we talked about Blade earlier. Blade is very good, and Blade 2 is even better. The Blade comics fucking suck. At least the early ones did, before they actually reinvented it with the style of the movie. Shadow Man's not a great comic. The fucking game, like, is just the best thing ever. Gemma's almost finished it. Oh, by the way, guys, real talk. Like, if I did an in-depth video review of an obscure video game, but like really went into detail, probably over a couple of parts, would anyone watch it? Because I've been thinking about reviewing Shadow Man, like the original PC version, also, but touching upon the other ports of the game, the differences between them, the differences between the game and the comic book, the things that work about the game, and all that kind of stuff, and get a really fully fleshed out review. Because I mean, the game's about 30 hours long, so like, you know, you could even a 2-hour review is, you know, kind of not scratching the surface. So, would you guys watch it? Basically, is what I'm asking. It wouldn't necessarily be 2 hours, maybe like 40 minutes or something, but would you watch it? Is what I'm getting at.
I had Shadow Man is one of the best games I've ever played. That's coming from someone that's just recently played it in the last couple of weeks.
Video game analysis from Jacob Sherwood. Oh, yeah, definitely. People seem to want to watch it, so definitely I would. Remember that Blade had a lightsaber in Spider-Man the Animated Series? Yeah, he did. He had a couple of appearances, didn't he? Blade fought Spider-Man because of Blade's sort of... I think it's something to do... It was a long time ago that it aired, but it's something to do with Spider-Man's not killing policy. Like some scientist turned into a vampire, because it's always a scientist in Spider-Man turns into a vampire, and Blade's like, he's a vampire, we have to kill him. That's just how it is. Because he's Blade and he's fucking great.
Some asshole's always gonna ice cream.
Ice cream uphill! I've just done away. I've just visualised Wesley Snipes, like, but not as Blade, as himself, but gone mad, fully dressed in the Blade costume, driving an ice cream truck uphill, just making these fat kids chase him.
I don't know why an ice cream come into my head.
Some motherfuckers always drive an ice cream truck uphill. They sure are, Wesley. You make those fat fuckers chase you. Okay, alright, are any of the guys who used to do bad creepypasta animated in the chat right now? Can you fucking make that happen? Grave Tender says, Jacob, I am broke and stupid. What can I do? I'm broke and stupid. Do what I did. Start a YouTube channel. I'd love to hear people talk about Shadow Man more, says Matt Toe. Well, Matt, I will definitely do the video then, because I mean, my fucking channel is called Michael the War, you know? Like, this video has been a long time coming.
I'm sorry, but I really need to go.
seriously, what's this guy's deal? Are they trying to make, like, oh, white guys, like, oh, they've got to be, like, this guy likes me, but he has to be a dick because feminism.
Elliot's gone full-on crazy.
I played the N64 version first, then the PC version later. It's like night and day. No, you're absolutely right. Like, they're very, very different experiences. The N64 version isn't bad, though I do think it is a lot of praise is heaped on it that it doesn't deserve. The N64 version. But I think that's most people going, wow, I can't believe you fit Shadow Man on a fucking N64 cartridge. That's impressive. Rather than actually looking at it objectively and going, well, it is quite an inferior product.
Yeah, because I borrowed the N64 cartridge from your mum.
And I got so triggered that like I made you play it on Steam.
Yeah.
Because we got it on the laptop, and I was like, right, it'll work with any USB controller. We have a big TV. We're going to plug it in through HDMI, and you're going to play it on the TV like you're playing the N64, but you're going to get the full experience.
Yeah, and then like I literally played it for 2 days straight.
Yeah, you've racked up like about 28 hours, something like that.
Or 29 hours.
29 hours. She's at the final boss. Hasn't been able to beat him yet. I might grab like a reaction video of Gemma when she's finally finished the game to grab her thoughts about Shadow Man, which I may include a clip of in my review as well. The quick thoughts video will probably just be a Patreon exclusive, but the full review will be on the YouTube channel for everyone. Because there'll be too much effort just for a Patreon exclusive. Because it's going to require loads of capturing gameplay footage, actually writing the review. Speaking of writing reviews, Vince12 sent me the script for his review of Sonic. He's going to do a something like, it's not the same format, but you know how Fish Stick like reviews creepypastas? He's doing that with Sonic EXE, the remake, and it's very funny and well researched. Absolutely should check that out. That when it comes out, the Vince12 review of Sonic EXE remake. Would you ever stream Shadow Man 2 Ekand Coming the same way you've been streaming Life is Strange? I don't know if I hate myself enough to even play Shadow Man 2 again.
Or buy it.
Yeah. Did we sell our copy then? Because I fucking owned it because it was Shadow Man, and I own lots of Shadow Man stuff. Although I lost my official strategy guide for the first game when I moved house, and I've never been able to replace it.
I've never seen Shadow Man 2 when I've lived with you.
No, fair enough. Well, I'm not going to talk about what makes Shadow Man great now because, genuinely, mate, you can watch my review of it. This new T-shirt design. Some motherfuckers are always chasing an ice cream truck uphill. Some motherfuckers are always chasing ice cream uphill. Okay, guys, can we make that a shirt? If you design that shirt, I don't know how royalty split will work. We'll figure something out. I'll give you a free shirt of it as well. Like, you can have one.
Can I please wear one? Because I'd want one.
If you can make the fucking the ice cream truck shirt with Blade, it's just some proper cartoony style, you know? Like maybe like Adventure Time style with just these fat fucking kids chasing this ice cream truck being driven by Blade. You played Shadow Man 2nd Coming. No, call it what it's called. 2 Ekand. Shadow Man 2 Ekand Coming. Just like Terminator Genesis. No, it's Terminator Genesis. Alright? I read what's written on the fucking box.
And Fan 4 Stick.
Yeah, and Fant 4 Stick. Shadow Man is currently 99 pence on Steam. After this fucking stream, everyone go to Steam and get Shadow Man.
It's 30 hours long. Genuinely.
It's 99 pence for a 30-hour game. That's the best fucking deal you're ever gonna get.
It's fantastic.
It's a great game. Invest some time. It's fucking hard as well, but invest some time in it. If you don't fall in love with it right away, give yourself a couple of hours. You absolutely will. The sound design is extraordinary. The graphics are aged very well, particularly on the PC, because obviously that you can turn the resolution up nice and high. If you've got a laptop, stick it on your telly with an HDMI. It's like playing a console. Fucking great. You ever play Majora's Mask? Literally my favourite video game of all time. And Majora's Mask inspired me massively in my writing. In fact, 2 Legend of Zelda games, Majora's Mask and Link's Awakening, really informed the development of Darkland, the mini-series scripts, and the world, the sort of dream world it inhabits, very much comes from those games and from Twin Peaks and from Silent Hill.
Yeah, Majora's Mask is the only Zelda game that I've completed.
Is there an alarm? See, an alarm was going off earlier. Someone's like, is the alarm because something's finally happening? Okay, I don't have access to my Snapchat at the moment, Andy, because
People get to say that.
because my phone's waiting to be repaired, so I don't have a proper phone at the minute. So Facebook might be better.
No word. My ride, my tunes.
Shadow Man 2 must be better if you're slagging it off while playing this. Yeah, fucking hell. Right, yeah. So everybody get Shadow Man on Steam for 99p. When you've completed it and your life has been improved 100-fold for having experienced it, don't buy Shadow Man 2. Just watch someone play it on YouTube, and you'll fucking know.
Yeah,
You can't understand what cancer it is without playing the first one. Like, you have to experience the greatness of the first game. Maybe read a couple of issues of the comic as well. You know, really get into the world of Michael Loire and you know, and then play that shitty fucking sequel. And then torture yourself even further with the 2010 reboot comic as well, which is just AIDS. Oh, shit, son! 10 Australian dollars from my man R. Donda. Thank you so much. That's incredibly kind of you. Every donation we get, regardless of the amount, is hugely appreciated. Especially since YouTube started screwing us over with ad revenue. So we really appreciate these fan donations. You guys, it's so generous. He says, I can't think of anything witty to say in this comment, so The Last Jedi was a great movie. There, I said it. Is there a way we can give him a refund? Because it sucked!
It really did.
But you're entitled to your opinion, friend. I completely disagree for a million reasons, but that's part of the fun of having an opinion, is that somebody else will have a different one.
Yep.
Is that blood?
I can't get off the fucking super chat. No, there we go.
Frank?
Frank.
Oh, is it Fan4Stick, not Fant4Stick? I used to imagine there'd be a T in it, like fantastic. Just Fan4Stick. That makes no sense.
I'll get you help, Frank.
Yeah, it's Fan4Stick.
Where's the T?
I don't know.
Did they think fantastic was? Did they think it was called the Fanastic Four?
Yeah.
Judging by everything else they got wrong in that movie, it wouldn't surprise me. But
Yep.
you will become the Fanastic Four. Does he mean Fanta? Just fucking go with it, all right?
So we'll put a 4 between the fan and the stick. Where the hell is Sarah? I don't care.
Frank's couch is toast.
Timmy says, and generously, once again, incredibly generous, donates €5 and says, can't get demonetized if you never monetize your videos in the first place and rely on Patreon and Super Chat instead. I never wanted to rely on fan donations because, you know, you guys, I know that when you give a donation, it's because you want to.
So
And
you have to.
I love that, and it makes me, it's humbling. But at the same time, you know, you shouldn't have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're making content that people enjoy, and that, yeah, you know, these are small streams. There's only, 51 people here. But in general, tens of thousands of people enjoy our content, and the fact that YouTube has decided we don't want to pay you as much as we used to is kind of a piss take, considering we now get more views and earn them more money than we used to when they paid us more. That guy is called Sheldon.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Bulgaria. Sorry guys, I can't see the stream chat at the second. I'll fix that as soon as I can. There we are. Alright. And we've received another super chat. Wow. Again, just really overwhelmed by the by the generosity of people here. Blood Plectrum donates £5 and says, "Hello, I am an ignorant 12-year-old that thinks Shadow Man is bad because Cad Icarus said it was bad. You are bad." I saw the best fucking analogy of that. I don't know if I mentioned it on the stream yet. On the Cad Icarus review, where he basically acts like the PlayStation, the shitty PS1 port, is the only version of Shadow Man that exists. Doesn't acknowledge the other versions. Keeps calling it the game, saying it's a bad game. That's like, and somebody mentioned this in the comments, that's like me reviewing Doom, but only playing the SNES version, ignoring all other versions, and then saying Doom is a shit game. It would make me look foolish because I didn't bother, using Google.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, usually, Cad Icarus does.
Yeah.
He does, research, and I'm like, why did you not research this one? Was it because you wanted an easy, an easy sort of laugh or something?
I'm so sorry I never answered you, David. If it was on Messenger or Skype or whatever. Skype I have no access to right now because my phone's in the shop and it doesn't work probably on my laptop, which is why I'm a bit behind on recordings. I try to answer everyone's message. Sometimes I just forget or they slip through my fingers. I do apologise for that. Remember that Power Rangers series idea I told you? Energized meteor crystals and bounty hunters in a weird western sci-fi setting. You never answered me on Messenger. Okay, two things. One, I still think that's a great idea, as I did at the time, because I remember hearing about that, but I think it was on a live stream. And two, are you considering actually making this, and how do I get a job on the writing staff? I've been offered a couple of jobs recently, but they're unpaid. But one of them is writing log lines and synopses, which I'm fucking terrible at. But it'd be nice to work at it, and it'll be unpaid, so it's not like I have any pressure. Another one though is somebody contacted me on Twitter about doing some kind of Twilight Zone-esque thing and writing stories for a Twilight Zone show, which sounds great. But I know that the whole thing is somewhat connected to Slender Man and Creepypasta, and I'd rather it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that was the only thing that kept me from making it a resounding yes, absolutely send me the contract at once. Was hearing the word Slender Man.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to take a job if you don't want it. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you like Shadow of the Colossus? Yes, I do. In fact, I was watching some of the old footage of Shadow of the Colossus from the PS2 version today and thinking how well it's held up, actually. It's got better graphics than this, and this is for the PlayStation 4.
Hey, touch her again, and I'll kill you.
Is that so?
So, Gemma, it looks like things are happening. There's conflict and stuff. What's that all about?
To be honest, I don't care. I'm playing this so I can get to the end.
Have you played Eternal Darkness? Yes, I have. Loved it. One of the most ambitious games on the GameCube, and really kind of Lovecraftian, which is one of those words people overuse it, but I think it really does apply to Eternal Darkness. It's one of those things that really I felt like I was really inhabiting that world of of Lovecraft.
I absolutely adore Eternal Darkness. I've got it still.
Timmy, can you private message me a really good do you want to private message me a video link then for this guy who does really good game analysis? I'll probably put my own spin on it, but I've been kind of putting off doing a video about Shadow Man for so long because it's just so obvious that I should do one, and I've felt terrified that I wouldn't be able to do it justice. Is the N64 version of Shadow Man still worth playing? Yes, but I don't see the point. When it is a really inferior port and the PC version's available for 99 pence on Steam. And as I've said, as it's on Steam, it works with just about every USB game controller. I got a cheap one for about $1.99 off eBay. I just plug it in the USB port and use that. And the controls are all, you can assign them to each button. So there is no point in playing the N64 one if you own a PC. Because it'll run. It's an old game. It'll run on just about any PC. And if you've got a laptop, you can plug it into your TV, or if you've got a decent sized monitor for your PC, who cares? Having said that, if you don't own a PC, like if you're using your phone to watch this stream, or a Mac, for example, I don't know if it works on Mac computers. I know Mac's a bit weird with video games, but if your only option is Nintendo 64, it's still worth playing, and you will still get some enjoyment out of it. It's missing some features. It suffers from Nintendo censorship. The frame rate's consistent. It's a little lower, but it's consistent. It never chugs. And it still has a lot of the voice acting and stuff, which is impressive that they fit it all onto an N64 cartridge. But a lot of the music's missing. But yeah, it's worth playing. Basically, to answer your question, yes, if that's your only option, it's worth playing. But I don't see the point if you have access to a PC. Any beginner traps in Shadow Man? Not really, although right at the very first screen of the game, pretty much, you can, fall down. There's, a bridge that falls away, but you don't get hurt. It just kind of helps teach you some of the mechanics, and there are obstacles like that in the game. But generally, I found when I got killed, with the exception of a few, platforming bits where I overshot the jump because it was awkward, generally, I felt that when I got killed, it was my own fault. Because if I got killed in combat, it was okay, I should have dodged or defended or something. A lot of the time, it's a hard game, but quite often the deaths are because of your own ineptitude. Would Shadow Man work on my Stone Age laptop? It works on... Well, let's put it this way. Shadow Man works just fine on the laptop I usually use for streaming. And you guys know how that laptop likes to stream. Shadow Man works, again, outputting through HDMI to the TV with no input lag, just fine.
Literally was like
butter. Yeah. In regards to, in regards to your laptop, obviously, mate, David, I don't know what kind of laptop you have, so I don't know, how bad it is. But I mean, if your laptop runs okay, to the point that you could, run something like... I'm trying to think of a game that's similarly basic in its graphics. That's available on Steam. If you can run something like the Lost Crown or something on it, you can probably run Shadow Man.
God, the Lost Crown is so good.
I lost my father 2 years ago. How?
Was it Jack in Shadow Man who fought in a watery sewer level? Yes. He's the one who crawls along the ceiling and is a right pain in the arse to fight.
Yep. Because
he keeps dropping down and knifing you. Another great thing about the PC version is you can quick save. So you can't do this on any other version of the game. You can quick save, right outside a door to a boss or something. So you just immediately reload the game and be right outside the boss door.
How do you save in Shadow Man?
On the N64, you just go into the start menu and you have to save there. Because you have that option on the PC version as well. But what it will do is it won't actually drop you to the exact point you were when you saved. It'll drop you to the beginning of that stage. With everything you collected and whatnot. But it's more like a traditional reloading of your save game.
Yeah.
Like a Zelda.
Yeah.
But with the PC version, it will drop you exactly where you hit save. So theoretically, you could be halfway through the fucking boss fight, and then
Beat this before. You can beat it again.
What's the highest price you recommend paying for Shadow Man? Again, right now it's 99p. I'd say, as I say, it's about a 30-hour game. It's got a lot of mileage. And it's got some replay value in the sense that if you didn't get all 120 Dark Souls, you're going to want to go back and get them. I'd say I like the most I'd pay for it is a tenner,
That's what I'd say.
because it is obviously it's dated, so it isn't worth the price of a new game. But you know, I'd say I'd be enthusiastic if it wasn't 99 fucking pence on Steam. I'd be enthusiastic to pay a £5 for it on Steam and wouldn't feel ripped off.
Yeah.
If I paid a 10, I'd be like, that's a bit steep, but it is a great game.
Yeah.
But yeah, around a £5 is like a decent price to pay for it. But as I say, right now it's 99 pence. It's probably on sale. When it wasn't on sale, it was about £2.50. You know, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Even without all this shit.
For God's sake, can we end the game now?
I think I paid like £3 for the PlayStation 1 version, which I've played once for laughs, and it's fucking awful. Like, it's barely functional. The PlayStation,
Did anyone ever complete the PlayStation version?
the PlayStation version is fucking unbearable to play. The fucking PlayStation version is like... I found out today that it was coded by the same people. To save money, Acclaim gave it to the team that did the N64 version, who were experts at programming for N64. They made them do the PlayStation version. They'd never fucking made a PlayStation game before. It's nothing like coding for the Nintendo 64 hardware, apparently. It's a completely different process, so they were lost at sea and learning as they go, as they went.
Nothing can change the mistakes I made. I'll never get to be Rachel. But there's one thing I can still do for her.
That's true, Matt. The N64 has one advantage, and it's that you can have 2 violators instead of 1. It's the only version of the game that gives you a second violator to play with. But the trade-off just for that is not worth it. I'd rather not have the censorship, and you know, I'd have better graphics, better sound, actually a complete version of the game, a higher frame rate.
Is that Matt?
No, different, Matt.
Alright.
99 pence Shadowman Steam offer ends on the 19th of February, so get it while you can. Yes, Callum, I absolutely recommend that. What's your sorry guys, I'm trying my best to keep up with the chat. I'm a little bit far behind because of those super chats I was reading. Michael Awar, you've probably heard this a lot, but what is your personal favourite video that you've made? On this channel, Grey Sea is the best video on this channel. And you probably haven't watched it, but you should. And normally on Steam, Shadowman is $3.99. So even when the offer ends, it'll go up to being $3.99, which is a perfect... I was at a similar price to what I said $2.50. It's a little cheap, but $3.99, perfectly acceptable price for it. As I said, like $5. I'd be enthusiastic to pay a $5. So $3.99, totally worth it.
Yeah.
But right now it's 99p, so why not get it now? And you know, before I've done my review, and maybe you won't love it as much as I do. But hell, 99 pence, you know. But Gemma and I can both endorse what a fucking masterpiece it is.
Well, the thing is like, I didn't go into I went into it with an open mind. Like there was a very good chance I wouldn't have liked the game than there was be like. But I genuinely loved it.
I might go make a cup of tea in a minute.
Cool. You're gonna give me my food as well.
Yeah. Where is it?
Oh, I was like, I can eat my food from work like tomorrow.
Is it just? So what do you want? Do you want your food from work, or do you want the burger and fries? What do you want?
The burger.
You'd rather the burger?
Yeah, I was like that. Like that was just I brought it home. It's just extra. I could have that tomorrow.
Right. Do you want to take over reading the stream chat and talking to the guys then, while I go and sort out food and drink?
That'd be good.
How much wine is left?
Quite a lot.
Great. I'll get us a glass of wine rather than a cup of tea then.
Lovely. Hello. Yeah, this game is so bad. Like, I'm having to play this shit. Yeah, David Andrews. I got Crazy Taxi free on Gold kind of earlier on today.
I don't know why, but I had this image of the second I left the room, you just go, oh my god, guys, don't buy Shadow Man, it sucks so much. And it never fucking ends. I've been playing it for 30 hours and it's still going.
No, I genuinely love the game. Hello, Matt, and hello. Yay, installing Shadow Man. You won't regret it. Am I close to the end? Good. Am I thick? Alright, I'm not going to answer that. All the while, are you talking about... Do you worship the eels? Honestly, couldn't believe that guy earlier. I get some weird people. Gemma, save me from this.
Gemma, do you want wine or Beppis?
Wine, please. Yeah. Oh, do I have to... I don't care. Chat, you get me something. Hey, that's 2 people I've seen buy Shadow Man.
Nice.
Yeah. I wish I could stream Shadow Man. That would be really good, but I can't.
I might post on the fan club on Facebook, like, hey, because some of the people who worked on the game hang out there, be like, hey guys, I just made you £2. It's like, I just convinced some of the stream chat to buy the game because it's amazing.
Yeah, right. To tell her, have Beppis and wine together. No, you mad person. Why the game's a bit shit. Alright, tell her. I'll tell her. Right. Do you have any plans for future short films? Yeah, like a lot of plans actually. Like well, that's not sure. Like I do have a couple of plans for features. Like one in particular I really want to do is make a movie adaptation of Silent Hill 2, because no one else has done yet. And like there's I've got my end of year project that I'm doing that I'm working on for college. It's going to be a short film that I really I'm hoping to cast Toby in, and it's just going to be so it's probably going to be about 15 minutes long. But I'm writing the script for it at the moment. It's need to write a final draft first, but I'm really excited about it.
Oh, this burger smells so good. I just want to eat meat.
But you don't, though. By the way, I had to find out today that the kimchi that they've been having at work isn't vegan. Or vegetarian, I don't think, because apparently it's got fish extract in it. My final project is sort of, it's not so much horror, but it's sort of it's kind of thriller. It's kind of a psychological thriller type film, which I'm excited to do because I haven't done it before.
What
Awesome,
sauce
James.
is like on the side with your chips?
The garlic mayo.
Garlic mayo, right.
Thank you.
I assume you want relish on the burger.
Yes, please. Apparently, I think the film has ended. The game has ended. Can I play Portal and Portal 2? I used to have. I can't. Well, I love both those games, but I used to have Portal 2 on the Xbox, but I sold it in the same with the orange box. One thing we were selling at work today was that we've got sea urchin in, but I keep on recommending it to people and nobody wants to buy it. Is it just me, or do the models in this game look worse than the original Life is Strange models? Yeah. Hey, that's at least 4 people bought Shadow Man.
Fucking 99p, mate. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be mental not to.
Yeah. Yeah, Uni, yeah, we're selling that today. Because, well, we're selling that this week, like this week, because of like Valentine's Day.
We
And
got any shaky.
do we? Do we have any?
I'm looking at some site. I was asking you.
I don't think we have any left.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got garlic mayonnaise though.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, like we had to like get it in because of Valentine's Day, and apparently sea urchins an aphrodisiac. But nobody bought it, so. Yeah, I've once stepped on a sea urchin before when I was in Croatia. It wasn't very nice, but I've also been stung by a jellyfish and a sea anemone. So. Who's my favourite Shadow Man character? Probably Shadow Man, Magloire. All the other characters are. I've got a favourite villain, which is even he's not so much he is my favourite in the sense that I thought that his stage was really, really terrifying, and that's the Home Improvement Killer stage. I know, right? What's the point of this game? They both die.
This actually looks and smells really appetizing. Like I kind of wish I ate meat.
Really?
Yeah.
Jaunty. Oh god, his voice acting is alright. Like, it's not the best.
Who's that?
Jaunty's.
I've got nothing against the voice. I think it's good.
Yeah,
Someone's taking it off.
yeah, you just say that the voice acting was the worst. I'm like, really?
But what ridiculous! Jaunty, honestly, like his voice acting's really like. In fact, because the game is from 1999, one of the things it was praised for was how much better the voice acting was than other games of that era.
Oh,
because they hired actual actors to do it.
Oh no, he's like, no, I meant the Home Improvement Killer's voice acting is the worst. I'm like, no, it's not.
That's also really good.
It's really terrifying.
In fact, that guy isn't a voice actor. He's one of the writers, and it was during a script read through that he made. Is it Guy something? Guy Miller, the director?
Yeah.
So unsettled and uncomfortable that he said, you have to play him and do that voice. Yeah, I find it weird this was written by the girl who voiced Chloe in the previous game, but she didn't play her.
Yeah. It's like, what happened? Like, none of the original voice actors played their characters.
How's the burger?
So good.
Yeah, I grilled it. And then you call them steamed hams, despite the fact they are obviously grilled.
Well,
I've been like lately. I've been like buying really cheap microwave food and finding ways to do it other than the microwave to make it good. Like there's all day breakfast. They're like £1.20, and you get everything you get in like a full English except bacon. And I was like, if you microwave it for a little bit and then take things out and like the hash browns and the sausage and put them on the grill, they're so good. And you just like microwave like the beans and omelette, and then put a bit of toast with it. And it's just like, oh, it's so much less effort than actually making a fry up, and it's just as good. It's like Logan wanted a fry up for dinner tonight because he's weird, and I was like, right, Logan, mind you, I've had a fry up for dinner before. I'll be honest. But my mum used to make it like an event every once in a while, like a couple of months. Just be like, right, Jacob, I'm making breakfast for dinner. I'm just like, yeah, yeet. But,
breakfast for dinner is the best.
Yeah. Anyway, so like, bless him. You know, made him. But yeah, I've just been doing that. That kind of stuff lately. Just like buying super cheap microwave food and finding alternative ways to cook it. It's just like a weird hobby.
But and like sometimes when money's tight one week, it's just like dinner for breakfast, or breakfast for like actual breakfast, like cereal.
Miss Ladypool, you missed out on nothing. Hey, screw you! This has been a really good stream. Like, genuinely, I don't know. It's up to the audience, really, isn't it? But I felt this has been a really good one. What do you have planned for the next bad creepypasta? We got a couple that we've recorded. We've got a really long like Pokemon pasta. It's going to be over a few parts. And we've also got an episode, a short episode or a medium length episode where we did 3 Roblox creepypastas, like one after the other.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
So that's that. That's both Life is Strange games completed.
No, it's not. A post-credit scene.
Yeah, but it's a scene. I mean, they didn't fucking do anything.
Well, as far as I know, yeah. But yeah, that's 2. Can we end, please?
How bad this fucking motion capture looks. I feel like I'm watching Food Fight.
Because they look exactly like the kid, like the people.
Those look better, if anything.
Yeah.
And like, is this her after she's been murdered? Like, is that the creepy photography place from the first one?
Apparently so.
To be honest,
bonus episode. Thank you for playing Before the Storm. Don't miss the bonus farewell episode.
Oh, fuck off! I bet you got to pay for that as well. They really are piss takers, aren't they? These devs. Jesus Christ! What a bunch of lazy, greedy cunts.
Like, want more Life is Strange? Nope.
It's like no.
But it's like, yeah, it's like the farewell episode in the deluxe edition.
Deluxe edition. Go to hell. Go to hell edition.
By the way, there was like...
I keep getting distracted because like I'm using Gemma's phone to read the chat, and her idle screen is just my face with the caption "Send Bobs."
There's a Tumblr, Life is Strange -blog.
Oh my god, it actually has an official Tumblr. This game is the gift that keeps on giving.
What's the extras? Your choices.
It's bristling with extras. Oh, really? Extra what? Extra bristles.
Can I sit on there now?
Yeah, just move the laptop.
Used?
I wish Napoleon would come back to life and be head of developers of this game. No, Napoleon wasn't cruel enough for the developers of this game. You want a tyrant, you know? You want to go Robert Mugabe on these people. You want to go Saddam Hussein. You want to go Genghis fucking Khan on these people.
I walked into work. I walked into the kitchen earlier on, and someone asked me, he's like, "Gemma, did Hitler commit suicide?" And I was like, "Yes." He's like, "No, it was a ruse done by the Jews."
A Jew ruse. Actually, Jew's Ruse was the name of my first EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bono played the tambourine on that one. Me and Bon Bon. That's what I call him.
Bon Bon.
Yeah, like a French sweetie.
Oh yeah.
He is a sweetie. To be fair, Napoleon did bring back slavery. Slavery was brilliant. If anyone gets that reference, you win 5 internets from me. We're still going. The game's finished. Why are we still streaming?
Yeah. Well, let's go. But goodbye, everyone.